sound design and audio workflow project for James Halpin by Brooke and Brianna Scott for the Tuesday and Thursday 11 a.m. class. We're using an NT1 Rode mic. Sound design is a critical aspect of the film world. It helps immerse the viewer into the story being told and can manipulate the audience to feel a certain way. It gives more information than a film with just visuals because by listening, you can visualize the story with the sounds given in the film. Good sound design sets the reality, time, and place of the film and is paired so well with the visuals being shown on screen, the audience often doesn't even notice it. The elements of sound design include sound effects, mixing, Foley sound design, and dialogue.
The truth! You can't handle the truth!
One of the most important parts of pre-production is finding a good location that doesn't have too many possible background interruptions like horns, harsh weather, or cars. Being able to be a part of the process in scouting locations to see if the surroundings work for good audio will determine whether or not you can use certain locations, and if that doesn't work, you might have to settle for recording in a studio.
Now it's time for production with the recording process. The term recording is often used to refer to the following 3 steps as a whole. The term recording means to put performances to tape. This is also referred to as tracking and cutting tracks. What happens during recording is microphones and various sound altering equipment are used to capture a sound being produced in an acoustically tuned room or environment and storing sound information onto some sort of media. Multi-tracking is used for commercial recordings, where each microphone is printed to the storage media to be manipulated at a later time. The normal stereo recording that the audience would hear is combined of 2 tracks. During the multi-tracking stage, there are tracks that can each be controlled separately from the other tracks. A boom operator and mixer are the sound people on set. The mixer identifies whether or not a recording is a good take. It's important to make sure that the dialogue is usable for the final cut. Sometimes you have to re-record audio in the studio. Dialogue is an important part of the audio. It needs to be as clear as possible so the audience can understand what's going on. The scenes containing dialogue can be enhanced with a simple, good use of sound design. The people who are working with sound each have different roles to contribute to. The sound designer is involved throughout the whole project. The producer is also there along the way. For the mixing process, you have a Foley artist, dialogue editor, ADR director, sound effects editor, and a music editor. The mixing stage is necessitated by the differences in the format that is used in the recording stage and the format that the end consumer is able to use. Using Foley as an aspect of sound design is a very unique job. It can be defined as someone who goes into a studio with a mic and tries to make their own sound effects to enhance the quality of the audio and synchronize audio to visuals. Foley artists can use any object to recreate a sound, such as using coconut shells as force effects.
No, I'm sorry. I was just in the car with the people who picked me up, and they were being super chatty.
A dialogue editor's job is to make sure the dialogue audio is clean, clear, and matches the visuals on screen. This can mean checking for pops, high levels, and clicks that could be in the recorded audio. They often record directly with the voice actors.
Everything you're hearing right now is fake. The birds, fake. The traffic, fake. My voice is dubbed. This is the sound straight out of camera, and this is the sound after doing some ADR.
ADR stands for Automated Dialogue Replacement. ADR directors are in charge of re-recording dialogue in a studio setting. They also specialize in managing the recording of voiceovers for animated films, documentaries, and video games. The sound effects editor is just like it sounds. This job involves researching, recording, and editing the sound effects in films. They most likely spend time working with Foley artists to produce the final product.
Hey girl! You ain't dead, are you?
The music editor is responsible for the soundtrack and music in a film. They must also edit and sync up the music with the scenes. The effect of sound is so powerful and needs to be appreciated more often.